Hey, what's going on everybody? This video we're going to be going over JavaScript arrays. Now this is kind of a follow-up of the previous two videos where we talked about arrays conceptually. Now we're going to be going over some examples that I have here in my notes just to start working with arrays and see how they work. First though, you need to check out our sponsor DevMountain. DevMountain offers classes in JavaScript-based web development. So when in that class you're going to be working with JavaScript, React, Node.js, Git, GitHub, and all kinds of other tools that are essential for a modern day web developer. And you're gonna learn how to put all those pieces together to build real world applications. And then since this is a very career centric bootcamp, they're gonna help you get a job in the industry doing those things. Now they have classes in person and online, so there's really no excuse. But if you do go in person, there's housing and no additional cost. So that's pretty awesome. Let them know I sent you their way and they'll give you $250 off. All right, so where do we even start with arrays? Well, let's just talk about how to create an array. We'll just say let grades, and we'll just put some values in here. Anything can go. So that's an example of an array. And we can console log this array very easily. Just like that. And there you go. Now you can see we define it using these square brackets, but whenever you're talking about the array itself, you'll never use those square brackets. So when you see square brackets, that's usually used to grab an element inside of that array. So for example, if you want to grab that second element, you put a 1 because it's 0 based. Do a refresh and we get 43. So this one's index 0, this one's index 1, and this one's index 2. Awesome. Now it doesn't have to be just numbers, so just to show you guys some examples, we can put whatever we want in here. We can put a string, we could put an object, we can put a function even. So here's a function that does a console log, and it's just going to console log hello. So if we wanted to call that function, for example, it would be index 0, 1, 2, 3. So all we would do is say grades of 3, and then call it using the curly braces. So do a refresh, and look at that, we get hello. Now the reason we're getting this undefined here is because we're calling the function inside of a console log, meaning it's console logging the return, and because console log doesn't return anything, it's just doing undefined. So to get rid of that, we would just get rid of this console log right here, and there you go. Now it's just saying hello. So there's just some examples of what you can do with arrays. So it's very versatile, you can be very creative, and another thing I wanted to mention is that you don't actually have to put all the elements in here, you can actually add them one at a time. So for example, let's just say we have an empty array like so. What you can do is say grades of 0 and set this to some value, let's say 12. And then you can go grades of 1 and set that to some value, say 43, and so forth. You can just keep going. Now the thing is, you can put any index in here. So you could go grades 40 and set that equal to 2. So now when we do a console log of grades, it's going to have a bunch of gaps. So you can see it's empty times 38. So those are just undefined, meaning that there's nothing in those spots. So we have 12, 43, and then 38 undefineds, and then we have a 2. So that means in a for loop, if we have for let I equals 0, I is less than grades.length, and then I++, well, this is going to hit all of those undefined. So if we console log, and what we're going to console log is grades of I, this is going to go through each element and write it to the console. You can see a lot of undefineds are going to be written, 38 of them exactly. So the thing to know here is that if you want to avoid gaps, make sure you always count by 1. So this would need to be a 2, and there you go. So you can see that you can just write to the end of the array whatever index you want. No worries about that. It works perfectly fine. JavaScript does not care. Another thing JavaScript does not care about is if you change the length property. So you can do grades.length and set that equal to whatever you want. And now when we do a refresh here let me scoot this up to the top. Now when we do a refresh here, it's just going to put a ton of undefineds, and I think it's loading still, so it might take a little bit of a while. So setting the length to some giant number just fills the array with a bunch of undefineds. One thing with the length is that it's at least going to be one more than the highest index, meaning that if there is some index we create that's higher than the length, so let's say we manually set the length to 300, and then we say grades, and then we say, Let's make 350 equal to some value. Well, if we console log length here, it's going to be 351. So I'm going to get rid of this for loop because we don't need that anymore. So now when we do a refresh, we get 351. So you can see that the length is always going to be at least one higher than the highest index. I say at least because it can be more. So if we manually set the length to something really big, such as 300, well, in that situation, it's a couple hundred higher than the highest index, which is 2. So now you can see a little bit more about working with the indexes as well as with the length. The other thing you should know is that the length can also crop the array. So if we have an array of a bunch of elements, let's go in here and just fill it with stuff. Like so. And then we go in here and set the length to 3. What's going to happen is it's going to crop that array to the length of 3, meaning it's going to be 3, 4, 4. So when we do a refresh, you can see that's what we get here. And this can go, we don't need that anymore. So this is what will happen when you make that length shorter than the highest index. So that should give you some basics using arrays. In the next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking a little bit more about iterating through the array, but we're going to go through some cool applications, specifically searching an array, as well as finding like the biggest element or something like that, if that's what you want to do. So be sure to check out the next video, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys would be willing to subscribe to help out this channel. It means a lot to me, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.